Welcome to the Trying to Be Better podcast with Joel and Steve.
Yeah, we're recording.
Nah, fuck it, dude. Let's go bowling.
Let's go bowling.
Hey, everybody.
Everybody, it's been great. Have a good week.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Trying to Be Better podcast with Joel and Steve. I'm Joel.
And I'm Steve.
And this is our podcast.
It's our podcast.
I
It is our podcast.
I still don't have a good mic.
So what that means is that you guys are going to have to pony up
Joel-Egger
at Venmo.
on Venmo, yeah.
Yeah, and just send, like, if each of you send $5, think of how much that will improve your life.
Yeah. You've been getting free content for 4 years now. 3.5 years now. You ungrateful sots.
Sots.
I do have a call. I was thinking I took Maven to the park to let her sniff around because her foot is still healing. And
That seems like a risky proposition.
It is.
It feels like you're not listening to doctor's orders.
I absolutely am. It was wrapped.
Okay.
It was we have gauze. We put gauze around it and wrapped it
Gauze.
in glass. And I don't let her. We don't really walk. We just sniff. She sniffs. I do sniff. I smell the air. I look around.
Sure. You stop and smell the flowers.
Yeah, she got kind of excited when she saw another dog, and the slapdash bandages I put on started to come off. But as we were sniffing, I mean, she can't just be sedated and on a couch for 2 weeks, man. Like
I could be,
but she will go nuts.
Yeah.
So
I would too.
She needs to like work her brain a little bit. So they said that like sniffing around on a leash, totally fine.
Okay.
But while I was thinking, I was like, I would like to make a call out to our dear and faithful listeners. You've noticed lately my infatuation with Costco. At least I think I've talked about it a little bit. We also know our mutual fascination with Grateful Dead. I would like to have a steal your face with the Costco emblem on it.
Yep.
With the words, "We can discover the wonders of Costco."
Yes.
I would like that on a t-shirt.
You should have that.
Yeah, we can discover the wonders of Costco.
I love it. Hell, I'd buy that.
I bet it's out there. I bet there's
probably,
or like just like the $1.50 hot dog meal deal in the Steely.
Oh yeah, perfect. But wait, you don't eat hot dogs though.
It's the symbol that matters.
Okay, yeah, I get it.
No animals were killed.
You want to be a Costco hot dog poser? That's fine. Wearing the t-shirt without taking the ride.
No, it's not that. I've had a Costco hot dog, but it's the it's what it represents, and when you boil it down to its essence, no animals were killed in the making of the image.
Okay,
you know what I mean?
Sure, man.
Promoting. I guess I am. I guess I would.
You're justifying and rationalizing.
All I'll say is, if the only two things that I benefit from having a Costco membership are the cheaper gas and the chocolate chip Heavenly Hunk granola bar things in the bag, then it's worth it to me.
Hold on. Have you bought the like 20-pound thing of chocolate covered salted caramel bites?
Mm-mm.
Oh, don't. Or if you do, invite me over and let's get shitty.
I must go there now.
Yeah, have you seen them? It's like soft and yummy caramel covered with dark chocolate and sea salt. Bite size.
Wow.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We can just pause for a second and contemplate.
I have purchased clothes at Costco now.
Awesome. What'd you get?
I got a Puma hoodie, really kind of nice, lightweight Puma hoodie. $7.
See, this is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You've surrendered the ego.
I'm now really on my spiritual journey.
That's right. I'm totally fine wearing my $7 Costco hoodie, and
I love
everybody
my
can just.
$7 Costco.
That's what I'm
hoodie.
saying. I am wearing like $8 Costco joggers right now.
Yeah, man.
And speaking of, I bought a new pair of running shoes yesterday.
Ooh, did you go
Like
to
actual.
Are you gonna get back to running?
I registered to run the half C in October, so I got time.
Oh shit.
I'm gonna do it, which is good. I'm glad that somebody chimed in on Facebook, like, well, why don't you run the Lincoln Half Marathon in May? I'm like, because I'm not ready for that. That's like 6 weeks away.
Yeah.
I am not in that. I mean, I went for an actual. I mean, I walk a lot, but I actually went and attempted to, run yesterday. It did not go well.
How far did you get before you were like, fuck this?
Well, I never had the fuck thises, but I made it about 3/4 of a mile at a casual jogging pace, and then stopped and walked, and then I ran the rest of the time. So that tells me that any that and my excuse me, blood pressure readings have told me that my cardiovascular fitness could really use some improvement. So therein,
Time to start running.
That's what I'm saying. Yep. And it wasn't horrible. I'm like, okay, I think having the right shoes helps a lot. Like I spent some money and got some good because I have like, this was probably way too TMI, but
No, this is great.
I have some pronation issues, like my heels lean in. So like I unevenly wear shoes, that kind of thing. So I got shoes that specifically deal with that and can compensate for it, and they're nice and soft and springy, and it's actually kind of just fun to run in them. So that helps.
Is it like you're running on pillows?
Kinda, yeah, springy pillows. It's great.
What brand?
Saucony.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, they're nice. And I went to the Lincoln Running Company. Love the Lincoln Running Company. That's right. Yep, they're great. Might cost $5 more, but who cares? It's totally worth it. Because to have somebody that actually knows what they're doing measure my feet and have me walk and watch my gait and be like, okay, well, here's some options for you, as opposed to going to, whatever famous footwear and hoping for the best.
Amazon.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, now that I kind of know what my size is and everything, I could do that, but it's nice.
That'd be pretty shitty to do all that there and be like, cool, thanks, I'll think about it, and then order them.
Yeah. Well, that's very much a thing in retail.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it's like, yeah, the Lincoln. Today's podcast is brought to you by the Lincoln Running Company at, I think, 13th and Q, 12th and Q, whatever downtown.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cattywampus from the Lead Center.
Cattywampus. Exactly. Yep.
Yeah, they've expanded. They've gotten bigger, haven't they?
Have they? I don't think so.
Oh,
not in the last. Maybe when there's the same size it was a decade ago.
Really? I can tell you that tells you all you need to know about how often I've been. I bought a pair of shoes in there, and I feel like it was a smaller store when I worked downtown, because I did a couch to 5K.
Yeah.
I hated every second of it.
Right.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I don't know. I have a love-hate relationship with running. I don't actually like the running, but I like the benefits of it.
Yeah.
And I do enjoy the races. Like, the races are great up until about the last mile, and then I just want to die.
Yeah.
And then I finish across the finish line and can't wait to do it again next year.
Yeah, you feel like $1 million.
That's right.
Good for you, dude. I'm stoked for
thanks.
you. That's fucking awesome.
Me too. I'm pretty stoked as well.
Yeah, you. When was the last time you ran anything like that?
It's been 3 years, I think, maybe more. From 2012 to like 2019, I ran 2 a year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. And it just progressively got less fun.
Yeah, right.
And I'm like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm out. But then in hindsight, I'm like, I was in pretty good shape then. And I'm really not.
Dude,
right
yeah, I mentioned it before. I'm not either. I mean, what I need to do is just stop fucking around and get on my bike and pump,
right,
15 miles every other day and do yoga. The last week has been a real fucking falling off the wagon of all the practices. So I feel like shit,
Right. How's that working out for you?
Like I said, I don't feel great. I mean,
Right.
my head, and I feel it in between my ears more than anything. But I
Right.
definitely
100%.
feel like, why am I soft in the middle now?
Why am I soft in the middle now? A short little span of attention.
Exactly. You can call me
Ugh.
Betty.
I might call you Betty.
I'm,
So
I'm,
how about that Midwest Dead Coalition?
well, that was a good time.
Uh-huh.
I'm glad you. Steve and I are sitting across the moat from in a secret meeting, and I get the text like, "Hey, man, you want to dance
Go
to
get
the
weird.
dead? Yeah, you want to get weird after this?" I'm like, you know what? I do. That
So
was great.
you didn't completely abandon your practice.
That's true. There it is.
See, there you go. Mm-hmm.
That was really. I mean, it was like, honestly, what I wanted to do that day was just go home and lay on the couch with my dog. That's what I wanted to do.
Yes.
But there was no reason to say no when you asked. So you caught
Right.
me in the right time, and it was
It was
lovely.
the it was the right answer, wasn't it?
It was the right answer,
Mm-hmm.
and we just did the first set, which was lovely. It's nice,
Mm-hmm.
a morsel.
It was a nice little, it was a nice little tidbit. How about that Riley Chavez?
So which one is Riley? Riley is the guitarist.
The guitar player kid, yeah.
Dude, the kid's a phenom.
Right.
Where's he
And
from?
when I say kid, it's because he's like 19 years old. So kid. He's from South Dakota. Don't ask me the city because I don't remember. Sioux Falls, maybe.
But the whole thing is kind of, they're playing shows in and around Lincoln and Omaha, right? Like that's
As of right now, I don't know if they're playing outside of this market. But yeah, Riley comes down from South Dakota, and then the drummer, and I can't remember the drummer's name for the life of me. I met him. He's 20, and he comes up from Dallas.
That's a trek.
Yeah, it's a trek. And they did play in Omaha Saturday night too, so it wasn't just the one show.
Oh, okay. Nice.
So yeah, like hence Midwest Dead Coalition.
Man, they did the thing though, man. They really
They
did
did.
it. That was great.
Right. Just a 4-piece too.
Who's
And
on
I can't
keys?
I
Who's
can't
the
remember
dude?
his name right now. I could look him up. I can't remember his name, but he's awesome and hilarious.
Well, just that whole setup he has is just, yeah, he can really make it all happen.
Oh my God, you want a Hammond B3 in your ear holes right now?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And they really, Pickle's great.
Mm-hmm.
Always. He plays in other bands around town, right?
Yeah. He plays in like everything.
Plays in everything.
Yeah, don't ask me details because I couldn't tell you, but I think he's kind of focused on between the Midwest Dead Coalition and then the Jubilee band, which is also great for the adjacent.
Yeah.
But a different thing, which is cool. So yeah, he's got a lot of irons in the fire.
I posted that video. I posted a video on Instagram, just sort of showing the world the jams. And my friend Justin Kuhn, who's a bassist, he's played in like metal bands in Lincoln forever. He was in, what is it, Section 9 for a long time, and now he's in this band called Dad Rock.
And Dad Rock, I've heard of them.
Yeah, Dad Rock, and they're like whole like social media presence is really funny. But yeah, they play hard rock from the 90s,
right?
Dad Rock, so you know exactly what you're getting.
Because at this point,
yeah, it's Dad Rock.
Yeah.
Anyway, he commented on the video. He's like, "Is that Pickle on bass?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Man, that guy's such a good dude." He's like, "I don't really like the Dead," but I'm like, "Well, so what? Like, you're a bassist. Yeah. Like, you should come check him out, play the things."
Yeah.
That was cool, man. I'm glad we did that.
Yup.
And Rosie's just felt like all it was missing was the Blues Brothers chicken wire. Like,
100%. Yeah.
It's great.
Chicken wire. I don't think so, man. Those lights are off on purpose. Yep. Yeah. So I had I swear to God, man. Last night I was at a thing. A public sort of ish event with the kind of where you bought seats at a table.
A fundraising event.
Yes, I was at a fundraising gala is what I was at. And I just got set. I got set next to this couple. I was sitting next to the husband who, get this. He's throwing off pretty strong alpha male vibes,
Sure. Right.
And I'm like, okay, fine, whatever. And so we exchanged the usual pleasantries, and he invites, we do the obligatory, so what do you do? It's like, I'm a school psychologist. I'm like, would not have seen that coming, but okay, fine. And the short version of the story is that he is a school psychologist at a school in a small town in southeast Nebraska that shall remain nameless. But he works there because A, they pay more because they're basically desperate for help.
Sure.
And B, he doesn't, and this is something he actually said this to me, straight faced, not ironically, dead serious. He doesn't want to work for LPS because it's too woke. And I went, in the interest of having a pleasant social interaction and not causing a fucking chaos, a scene.
Yeah.
I went, well, I could see that.
That was a good response, man. That tracks.
That tracks. Yeah.
Anyway, pass the pepper.
Yeah, pretty much. It was ambiguous, but ambiguous.
Ambiguous. Yeah, that's a good one.
And I spent part of the rest of the evening ruminating on, I wonder how many kids this guy's gonna kill.
Christ.
A school psychologist that actually seriously used the phrase woke.
Yeah, too woke.
Too woke. Yeah, right. Too woke.
Yeah.
And
a public school institution that serves a wide range of populations and people and backgrounds and identities.
Yes.
Man, if I have to deal with those kids, that's just too woke for me.
That's too woke for me because I might have to look at a worldview outside of mine.
I think that if you're really going to try to inundate and indoctrinate kids, that's the kind of person that really is going to do it.
100%. That's going to be the groomer.
Jesus Christ!
I said it.
Or just like nothing comes for free. Don't take any handouts. Pull your, you're depressed. You should work harder and pull yourself up by your bootstraps. Get out of here
and deny your basic humanhood.
Let me guess. Is this individual also a coach of some sort of sport?
I don't know. I didn't get it. That was the vibe. I'm picturing like wrestling coach.
Yeah, wrestling coach
or assistant football coach.
Defensive line coach probably.
Sure. Not in this little town because the whole team is the line.
That's like 8-man.
Yeah. But I work at a healthcare facility in rural Nebraska, and the mental health crisis is real. I hear stories from our providers who I'm friends with that are frankly, they're just very, very sad.
Yeah.
Kids dealing with sexual identity issues, kids dealing with parental opiate addiction issues, poverty. Poverty's a big one.
Yep.
And I know I've said it here before, but rural America is not healthy.
No.
When your food store is, Dollar General, and your coping mechanism is OxyContin and alcohol, and I guess country music and guns, that's not a prescription for good health. And so that is becoming it's always been a generational problem, but it's kind of writ large again now, where we have teen kids coming in that have no, what the fuck is a kid gonna believe in today?
Yeah, I think there's a lot that you said there that's multifaceted, but when you reduce it all down or boil it down, which it's more complicated than that, just living in late stage capitalism takes its toll on the body and the mind and the spirit.
100%.
That's what I hear when you say all that.
Kids today are not being taught a message of take care of yourself.
No. Well,
right?
and if they are, it's being sort of twisted into this. No, that's that's not the American way.
Right.
You're being lazy.
You're being lazy, right?
Yeah, and let's all just really look at the origins of the word lazy. Like lazy is a judgment that comes from darker origins, but it really is about it's capitalism in indoctrination. This idea
Yes.
that you having any sort of rest or leisure is not good. It's bad. Like
It's bad.
you must keep producing and working.
Yes.
And the more you produce and work, and the almost like if you neglect yourself, that's a badge of honor. I see that.
Yes. Yes, that's real.
I work with somebody who recently sustained an injury, and they're still working at it. And I'm like, your injury is directly related to the work that you're currently doing. And like, it's just, I mean, but it's not necessarily that individual's fault. It's like this whole systemic thing,
It's the violence inherent in the system.
There is violence. I mean, it is yeah, exactly. I love the reference, but it's true. Like,
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Late state capitalism.
What we're witnessing here is the violence inherent in the system.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And for the record, I would like to state that I like working.
Yes.
I enjoy being productive.
Sure.
I like having something to do. I think I like, under the guise of right livelihood, I feel like what I do for a living right now helps people, and I'm proud of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I enjoy, more often than not, my job.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm proud of what I do, and I enjoy that situation enough that I go to it. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, I know exactly what you're saying. Yes.
And when I'm there and when I'm not there, I mostly have like a positive concept around that. My thoughts are generally, I mean, I have the occasional, man, fuck that guy.
Right.
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 And I love it when people come at me like their unreasonable expectation is somehow my fault. Like I have problems with that sometimes.
Sure.
But that aside, like I'm treated very well and I'm compensated well, and the people that I work with are for the most part great.
Mm-hmm.
And so like that, and I'm also like, I'm a salaried person, so it's like I'm kind of always on the clock.
Mm-hmm.
But believe you me, on Sunday afternoon, you know what I'm going to do?
Fuck all.
Whatever the fuck I want.
Whatever the fuck you want.
Yes.
Yeah.
And like I'm on call this weekend. I took a call at 1:30 in the morning from a provider that couldn't type a fucking password. Right? Did I love taking that call? I did not love taking that call.
Yeah.
But whatever, that's the job.
Mm-hmm.
I handled it, and then I eventually got back to sleep.
Oof.
So back to point A, on Sunday afternoon, you know what I'm going to do? Whatever the fuck I want.
It reminds me of the Trisha Hershey manifesto and book and whole movement.
What, the napping thing?
Yeah, the nap ministry.
Nap ministry. I love the nap ministry.
Yeah. Rest is resistance.
That's such that when you think about it, like that in itself is lazy as fuck.
What? No.
It is. Like I could join like activist groups, and I could like do door-to-door stuff for political candidates, but instead I think I'll nap.
I totally disagree with you.
I'm totally pulling your chain.
Okay, good. I was about to go off. I was like, you don't know what you're saying right there. Yikes. but her whole thing is like yes, there is a time and a place to move your feet and take action.
Yes.
But there's also a time and a place to not sit in your idle time worrying that you should be doing more.
Yes.
And that
100%.
it's
For the
okay to
love
rest
of
your body and
God.
your mind
Yes.
and even in the face of somebody demanding something from you, if you know clearly what your boundary is, then it's okay to say, "No, I'm not gonna do that." Like, I think that I don't know. I had the opportunity to have lunch with a professional theater designer practitioner recently, and I was mentioning, they were like, there was another person there. I was like, oh, it would have been cool if you guys could have came up and saw this show. And I was like, but we're really busy producing stuff here and teaching. Like, we don't really have the space to do that. Our lives are sort of consumed with producing here. And he kind of, and I don't know this person very well, but they kind of like did the like single tier thing to me. I'm like, hey, I was like, hey, you don't know me. And
Whoa.
B, like, just because I think in any industry, just because you're like doing it doesn't mean that you have to express your gratitude for having the opportunity to do it by doing it every waking moment of your life.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? And that if you're not
100%.
doing it every waking moment of your life, then somehow you are ungrateful, lazy,
Here's the
wasting your
thing.
time.
There are multiple studies that I'm not going to bother to look up right now, but you can certainly do your own research that show that rest actually increases productivity.
Yes.
Hmm.
That's why like
Yeah. You have happier, more engaged workers.
Senator Sanders right now is pushing for the 4-day
Yeah,
work
well,
week.
he's a fucking commie.
He's pushing for the 4-day work week,
Yeah,
and I think that it'd be interesting to see if that actually went through. Like, you probably get more productivity out of people,
you
you know?
would. And people would be happier. But see, here's the problem with that, Joel, is that if people have time to rest and relax and think,
Mhm.
then they'll start seeing they'll start noticing how much violence is inherent in the system and may start to rebel against that a little bit.
Mhm. Or
So
yeah,
that's
right.
why it's important that you have, for example, no paternity leave in America. It's why it's important, for example, that your ability to maintain health care is dependent on having employment that provides health care.
It's so I mean, I always think of France and their ability to, rebel at the drop of a hat
Hmm.
about anything.
Right. It's
Re
because they have the guarantee to be able to do that.
Yeah, the guarantee and the time and the space, and also their leaders are terrified of them, which is kinda how it should be. But recently,
100%.
there was a whole huge movement of farmers that were, protesting, and
In which
In
country? In
France.
France?
Yeah,
Okay.
and so I don't really know exactly what they were I should know this before I just spout off about it,
Come on.
but they were, like, driving trucks full of manure and, like, literally taking excavators and dumping manure onto government
Oh.
steps. I
Oh,
was
that's
like,
amazing.
even the more blue collar sort of quote unquote right wing
Right.
agricultural industry here could look to that and say, you know what, if you don't like the way big corporate farms are destroying the family farm, fill your trucks with manure.
With manure.
You've got plenty of it.
Right.
Drive it down and dump it on the. You know what I mean? Like, we could all take a. So there's a time and a place for that sort of action. There's also a time and a place for, nah,
Yeah.
no, I'm not
I'm
gonna
not gonna.
finishing my coffee.
I'm finishing my coffee. I'm watching my Formula One race.
Yeah, or are they back?
Yeah, they've been back for a month now.
Every time I watch the Drive to Survive, I think I'm really gonna pay attention to Formula One,
Yeah,
and
I
then I
don't know.
don't.
It kind of falls in. Oh, so I can't even believe I'm gonna publicly admit to this,
Yes.
but I was hanging out with a friend recently, and they commented that Something about, we were talking about the preposterousness of quote reality TV.
Mm-hmm.
Are you aware of a television show on the Learning Channel, which is the most ironically thing named ever, called, and I shit you not,
Oh no.
MILF Manor?
No, Steve, I have not had the opportunity to view the
very
program.
much. See, this is just for anybody out there that thinks that we're like, for the love of God, we're not spiritual giants.
No.
But this is
Please tell our listeners and me more about this new television program on the Learning Channel called MILF Manor, please.
MILF, it's called MILF Manor. And so we watched an episode of it just to see if it was, so here's the premise of it. Okay. Are you ready?
I could probably guess. All right.
8 women from ages like 50 to 60, right?
Sure.
All of whom are pretty hot in the sense that they are Botoxed and lip puffed and fake boobed up to the hilt, right?
Steve, do you want to take a second to tell our listeners what a MILF is, or are you good?
We're just gonna, I think culturally people know what that means. Since what was the movie American Pie, like 1999, it's part of the zeitgeist.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
It's Stifler's mom.
Right. To break it down might be an insult to everyone's intelligence.
Yeah. Okay. So we're just gonna assume that our listening audience is intelligent enough and hip enough, if that's the right word. Whatever.
I don't know.
Anyway,
I think the hip thing to do would be to not use the term MILF, but
agreed.
We're not that woke.
Exactly. Come on. So you just like picture like, what are those shows like The Real Housewives of wherever?
Yes.
That kind of situation. Okay.
Yeah.
And
The Real Housewives of Seward.
So they're all down in, on some manor in like Mexico or something, on the beach, on the ocean coast. It's beautiful,
Sure.
It's rosé all day, right?
Yeah.
And they're down there to, they think they're ready for love.
Yeah.
Right.
Of course,
it's time. It's their time now.
Yeah.
And of course, a couple of them have sad backstories. So you see them as people and not just as fake breasts.
Yep.
And the whole thing. And a couple of them have natural breasts. But for the most part, there's a lot of construction happening there. And so they, the first half of the episode is you're getting to know the contestants, right?
Yeah.
And then calm down, and then it's time to meet the meat, right?
Is that what it's called? Please tell me.
No, it's not, but that's basically what it is. So,
sure.
And they're showing like the shadows of the 22-year-olds with the 6-packs, and they're all built, and the flashes of tattoos and hair, right?
Yeah.
And it's like in that show Fixer Upper, where they pull the thing back and they get to see their new house.
Yeah.
If you're familiar with this. So the big dramatic moment, because the women are going to see the guys, right?
Right.
I swear to God, they pull the thing back, and each one of the 8 men, young men, is one of the other woman's sons.
Oh. Okay.
Right.
There went my afternoon, because now
we're watching MILF Manor. Yeah.
Now we're talking.
I swear. So the faces on both sides of the screen are like, what the fuck? Mom?
Mom's friend?
Yeah.
So now what happens is like, do all of the women contestants say, okay, now we need to make a pact, nobody's gonna bang my son? Nobody's gonna bang each other's sons?
The whole point is to bang somebody else's son. That's the point of the show. And one of the like games is literally they blindfold one of the women and have the guys line up, and the women have to feel the men and try to guess which one is their son.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's the end of the perfect show. It's the perfect show for the world we live in.
It's the show for the end of the world we all didn't know we wanted
or needed. But it turns out TLC nailed this one.
The Learning Channel. Welcome to
Exactly.
the Learning Channel. Thomas the
Featuring
Train, and then at 11:30, MILF Manor. Will Deborah bang Tommy in front of Susie?
Yeah, the whole and one of the women is literally like, "Hey, come up to my room in front of this guy's mom." I mean, the whole thing is like,
boy.
oh, it's so special. It's I really thought like, no, this is a joke. This is not a thing, but it's totally a thing.
It's a thing, and also it's also a reality show that's definitely scripted and produced in a way.
Yeah.
But the conceit about them not knowing that their sons were behind the curtain. That's awesome.
Exactly. It's kind of genius in a really horrible sort of way.
Yeah, that's like do those reality shows now, like, where do you can't go anywhere from there? Like, it's reached its full evolution.
Full zenith of horribleness.
Yeah.
Oh, it can get worse. Never underestimate the cravenness of, mass media TV producing.
I was like, why is Steve telling me about this show? And now I know why.
Now you know why. It's the end of the world as we know it.
Wow.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, it's entertaining in that I can't believe that just happened sort of way. And for the record, I have not watched any episodes past that first one.
I mean, what else is going to happen? You know what I mean? What's the win? What happens? How does somebody win?
They're gonna find love. They're gonna find love. Yes.
Well, I need to watch. I mean, for the podcast's sake, I definitely need to watch the pilot.
It's for science. Yeah, watch the pilot. It's kind of unbelievable. Grab Kirsten. Grab some popcorn.
Honey, do you want to watch episode 3 of MILF Manor tonight? Do you want to watch this documentary about saving the whales, or should we watch another episode of MILF Manor?
That's an easy decision.
That's easy. Keep the MILF Manor rolling. Maybe MILF Manor, because like for the last 4 years since the pandemic, we've just sort of dozed off to the Great British Baking Show. But it's like we've been through those seasons.
Yeah, you've watched 14 seasons of it?
Yeah, pretty much.
Been through Mary Berry, Paul Hall. I mean, Mary Berry. Love Mary Berry.
Yeah, all the way up to now. And I think it's time we switch out to just like, peacefully drifting off.
Trash.
Yeah, peacefully drifting off to sleep to MILF Manor.
I see. You could do a mystery science theater 3000 type show on MILF Manor. We should do that.
We really should.
Uh-huh. Now that people might actually pay for.
I know. Steve and Joel watch MILF Manor.
I feel like the TTB broadcast empire just expanded a little bit.
Yeah, this is our revenue stream right there.
Right there. Mm-hmm. Wow. Joel's wheels are turning. I can see it.
I know. It's like also like the like storyteller artist in me wants to do like a how do I twist that into like a Christopher Guest mockumentary?
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Yeah. That's I have more notes for my show choir one.
Oh, I'm sure you're doing all kinds of research on that.
Yeah, it's been great. Mm-hmm.
Speaking of reality shows, this is sort of connected. Last night, Kirsten and I watched a movie that's a fictitious. It's about this guy who gets asked to be on a reality show, a dark web reality show. It's called Self-Reliance. It's like written and directed by Jake Johnson, who was in New Girl and has acted in other things. And the whole thing is like he's just sort of this, schlub who kind of just goes to work and goes to the same bar and goes home and sleeps by himself. His girlfriend broke up with him, and then all of a sudden a limousine pulls up and Andy Samberg, the actor who plays himself in it, comes and it's like, hey, get in the limo. You've been selected to be on a dark web reality show where You're being hunted, and
Oh God.
if you survive in 30 days, you will win $1 million. And the only thing is, you can't. If you are alone, you are susceptible to getting killed. But if you're within arm's reach of somebody, then you will survive. And it was kind of like Kirsten and I were watching the trailer. We're like, this seems like all over the place. How is this a cohesive story? It was just really zany. It was actually really fucking cool, and an interesting comment about, like, falling in love and needing other people and mental health and all of this other stuff. So if you need it's on Hulu. If you need something to watch, everybody, Self-Reliance. Self-Reliance.
Self-Reliance.
It's fun.
It's
good.
I mean, that sounds great, but I've got MILF Manor to watch.
Wait, once you finish MILF Manor
a
second time to get all the nuance.
Right. Yeah. Nuance.
Yeah, I'm sure there's tons of nuance with that.
It's subtle. It's about as subtle as a freight train.
A silicon freight train.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
I'm like debating on whether the image for today's episode is the cover of MILF Manor. That might get us some likes.
It might.
You know what I mean?
Hey, sex sells.
That's right. And
maybe that's why we're a little languishing.
Hey, we're sexy.
Maybe we ought to start showing some skin.
I don't like where this is going, Steve. Because the next thing is, like, you're gonna make me take my shirt off, and then we're gonna, like, this is gonna be we're gonna make the video version of it, and then I'm just sitting exploited with a diaper on again. You want to tell that story?
It always goes to the diaper with you.
Well, that was a really weird time in my life and our friendship, right?
I understand. Me, it'd just be like me covered in a grumble of pugs.
I forget that it's called a grumble.
Yeah. I bet people would pay for that.
Oh, dude. I think it was I don't remember who it was, actually. It might have been our friend Amanda said, everybody's into something.
Yes.
And somebody's into everything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody's into everything. Out for all that I can get, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, man.
Mm-hmm.
So do you just do, like, are you going to put up, like, one TV has the race on, and then another TV's got
MILF Manor.
MILF Manor.
It'll be like when I was a kid and my dad on the big football broadcast days, like when Nebraska was playing Oklahoma, and then there was some other important game, like the black and white TV from upstairs would come down and get set on top of the big console color TV.
Nice.
Yeah. And then the tin foil on the rabbit ears.
Yes.
Yeah. So we could get in the, because only one TV had cable.
Oh, yeah.
It was dark days.
Dark days. We didn't I mean, even in the 90s when we lived in Ord, we didn't have cable, and we had an antenna on top of the house. That had, I don't know when it was built, it had like this little mechanism in the living room with this like metal ball that you could push in and out, and it would turn.
It would turn the antenna.
In case you needed a better signal.
Yeah.
So while I'm watching, like, we got 3 channels. We got like PBS and then ABC and NBC.
The distant ABC affiliate.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The dark ages.
You want to hear my impression of my dad watching the Nebraska football competitions while me and my friends were running around the neighborhood, but the windows were all up in the house so we could hear everything.
Yeah, I want to hear it.
You ready?
I'm ready.
Every once in a while there would be this. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. That sounds about like my dad. Dad, if you're listening, yeah, it's about like that.
Uh-huh.
Speaking of Nebraska football and my dad, my brother and I we're going to the spring game. I haven't been to the spring game in a long time. Yeah, I haven't been to the spring game in a long time.
I haven't been. Yeah, it's been probably 10 years. The last time we went was when the new super high seats were new.
Oh,
the ones on the east side of the stadium.
Did you sit up there?
Mm-hmm. It was surreal.
Yeah, it's kind of it's a little too steep. You feel like you might fall off the edge of the world.
100%. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you got to, like, you probably don't want to pregame too hard if you're sitting up there.
No, you could stumble off and then land on the 40-yard line.
And literally stumble off.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But beyond that, if you can get over the vertigo, it's not a terrible experience.
Well, aren't there bathrooms close? I mean, that's the whole thing.
It's like
that's the whole thing for me with Wrigley Field and with Memorial Stadium is I want to be situated where I know there's a bathroom that isn't a trough.
Oh, I can do the troughs at football games.
I can't do the troughs, man.
I can do at a football game. I can do the troughs. It's weird. It's like this weird mental block where there is no stage fright.
Oh no,
I got stage fright last night.
No,
literally.
What do you mean?
At the Cornerstone Hotel. Like I walked into the bathroom and then like two guys came in and I randomly got stage fright. Like
it's every time for me. I've got no shame.
I had to stand there for like 30 seconds before I could pee.
Yeah.
I just, like, get my head together.
The worst stage fright I ever had was when we took a group of students to Chicago. We went to the Neo-Futurists Theater and saw Too Much Light. No, yeah, Too Much Light Makes the Baby Go Blind. And
okay.
It was like they were all gender restrooms, and so I'm in there at a urinal with different genders of my students going to the restroom around me, and then there was this drunk guy who was pretty much leaning on my shoulder talking to me.
You think that was pretty cool?
Yeah, dude. And my other colleague was there, and he was afar washing his hands, just like
laughing.
And it was before the show. So I was like, well, it didn't happen for me because my students are around. My female students are going in the stalls. I've got this drunk guy breathing down my neck.
They were going to be listening to see how strong your stream was.
And I was like, exactly. And I was like, I can't do this. So I sat through the whole show. Miserable.
Wow.
Yeah. I can't do the troughs, man.
That's the weird thing is like, I think part of it for me is like, I'm able to, like, if I don't go now, I'm going to have to do this all over again.
Yeah.
And everybody's kind of in the same boat, and like nobody cares.
Well, that's like that.
But that's because there's also so much of that happening around at that moment at the halftime or whatever.
Yeah.
That it's like, it's a different thing than in a very like kind of cramped and quiet space.
Yeah.
Where everybody can like hear every drop or lack of drops.
That's true.
Yeah.
I guess I did have kind of maybe tasted that experience. I didn't want to use that word, but at Folsom Field when we saw Dead and Co. Yeah, because of our multiple trips there, I know a few bathrooms that I know are. I know where to go. I'm not.
Me too.
They're personal and sacred to me.
I know. I understand.
I don't want to tell
you
people.
And about 20,000 other people.
But there was in the indoor track thing. There's the big bathrooms.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, screw it. It was set break, and I'm like, well, I'm committed to the bit here.
Right.
But it was such a cacophony of drunkenness in there that you just kind of space it out.
Right. Mm-hmm. I found a secret bathroom at Folsom Field. This isn't the big one in that same complex, though.
No.
Yeah, it's a lot smaller and no line ever.
Is that the one kind of near, like, towards
not? I'll tell you later.
No, I got mine. I know where mine is.
Fine. Wouldn't it be fun if we were talking about the same room?
We're not, because mine isn't in the indoor track complex.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, mine is.
Nice.
Yeah. Well, I feel like we've covered like a lot of the bases today.
You know what? Yeah, we're bound to cover just a little more ground, but not today. Right. I think we did a lot.
I think we've done all the damage we can do for today.
Really? All right. Well, today's podcast is brought to you by Lincoln Running Company, TLC's new television program, MILF Manor, and troughs, stadium troughs.
Oh, stadium troughs for all of your mass public urination needs.
All right. Well, have a great Sunday, Steve.
Have a great Sunday.
Do whatever the fuck you want.
I'm going to do whatever the fuck I want.
Nice.
I'll talk to you later.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Don't forget, toot your hooter.